Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 22. Jeez. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast.
Going back in time. It's like you got the same shirt on or something.
Yeah, no. I didn't wear this last week, did I? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 422. It's a tough number of the podcast, of the movie cast. Tony has unfortunate emergency work he's got to go to, so he won't be on tonight. Yeah. But in the meantime, it's Black Friday this week, guys.
It is.
Black Friday. And there's a lot of movies starting to come out again. It's, the lull is done. So let's go right to the box office, and then we'll get into what we've been up to, and then we'll do a little bit of news and Black Friday.
You did not wear this shirt last. I did the fact check. I know you wore it though somewhere. I feel like
I'm sure I have.
You know what? It was the Daredevil week where we did Daredevil. You wore it that week. So 2 weeks ago.
It looks like the bunny is talking into the mic.
Yes, it does.
See? Anyways, all right. Number one this week, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Is this underwhelming or is this?
What'd it do?
62.3 million opening.
For a Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, but it's a side story. I don't know. Like for me,
but it's also a sequel to a movie that did fairly well, right?
Well, I think it opened. Did it open the same, or let me see?
It's less, because they've said it's the worst opening Harry Potter movie so far.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens when you have a bad, not a bad movie, but it wasn't as popular before. So, wow. And oh man, I can tell you the Monday drop on Fantastic Beasts was 67%. So look for a low weekend after this. Mm-hmm. So it's a good weekend though. It's a holiday weekend, so maybe it'll have better holds. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So that was number one. The Grinch at number two, which I heard was a fun movie. I think Tony said he saw it, right?
Yep. I think so, last week.
Did a 38.6. You saw it?
No, I said he saw it last week.
Yeah, he saw it last week. Bohemian Rhapsody at 3. Instant Family and Widows at 4. Instant Family at 4 and Widows at 5. Wow, I'm a little off with numbers tonight. So, I hit my head before the podcast started. I was yeah, I hit it right on the chopping block board. I was like, oh, right there. So, I've seen stars, and it's picture day tomorrow, so that's fun.
Yay. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Gotta be a badass,
Yeah. Well, it's for the Christmas photos for girlfriend and I, and Amanda and I. So we're going. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's good. Domestic violence? Oh, Jim, careful there. You don't want to get a black eye with that.
Right. All right. Let's see. That's your box office. Let's get into what we've been up to. We'll kick that off. Mike, what have you been up to?
I haven't watched anything.
Oh, this is going to be quick. Corey, what have you been watching?
I caught up on Titans. It's really
nice.
That's kind of it. I watched Survivor Series as well.
I didn't see that. I skipped it. I skipped the Survivor Series.
One of the big ones too.
I just didn't draw me in. I'm like, I don't care to watch these. There's no storylines for it, so I'm like, I only watch for the storylines. And there's no storylines for Survivor Series.
It's more just like brand on brand stuff. But I thought the Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair match was interesting.
Yeah,
it's good. But Takeover on Saturday was really good, actually. The War Games.
I heard that's usually one of the better ones. Yeah, I'm not changing. Sorry, everybody. I'm not changing cameras. There we go. There's Corey.
No, we're talking wrestling. It's like Tony's not here, so might as well. We're not there. Plus, we don't have much else going on this week.
Yeah, I have to say that I watched She-Ra on Netflix.
Okay.
So I've watched the first 3 episodes of the show. I really wish that they did He-Man. I understand why they did the property for She-Ra because it hasn't. They've been trying to reboot He-Man for years to failure. So this time around, they said, "Hey, let's try She-Ra with everything going on, empowering women and stuff like that." And it's like let's do this, and it's good. It's a good show. It's a very good show.
Yeah, having good role models for young girls is always nice.
Yeah,
strong female role models in our cartoons, but.
That's what I mean. And this is it kind of has its roots still the same. I mean, you have similar outfits that you remember them wearing when I was watching the show as a kid. And they actually wear the same outfits, believe it or not. They're just with a new art.
It looks Lord Adam? Different. What was his name?
Prince Adam.
Prince Adam. I kept thinking Lord.
I mean,
is he in it?
No, not yet at least. But they did mention Eternia. So the one thing I would say that made her was it was always She-Ra, Princess of Power, but they really made it well known that she's a princess. I think they're kind of cash in on the Disney thing as well. But so I don't know. I like it. I'm gonna keep watching. It's a short watch because it's only like 23-minute episodes, and you're muted, Corey.
I know. I'm talking to my kid.
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
I didn't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to him.
Oh, hey, I told you go to mom. Yeah.
You can mute again. It's fine. Anyways, so that's really been it for me. Anything else for you, Corey, or just the?
No, this is the Titans. The Titans, like I said, it's been actually pretty good, and I wouldn't say it's like worth getting the DC universe just for that, but there's a lot of stuff on DC universe that's fairly good content. All the animated stuff is there, so and they're going to expand on it, so it might be actually worth getting later.
All right, this episode's brought to you by Bryce.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, is it really every like DC animated movie that they've done like in the last like 10 whatever years that's on there? Every one of them?
Yeah, it's got a lot. It's got all of it. The whole catalog, I think, is there. And
I'll be right back.
The only thing I wish they added for me is the comic books. Their comic book selection is not supposed to be that great.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I really want that to expand. And then I'll be if I could get like the White Knight storyline, I'd sign up for that. Just to watch Titans in that right now.
Yeah.
So
I know I would probably rewatch the animated series. I don't know. There's so many things I have going like streamed now.
Yeah,
and
that's my
also
problem.
again, like I'm not watching anything. Like I didn't really feel like continuing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again. Maybe I'll get in the mood, but I didn't. I didn't feel like continuing any of the CW shows either after the crossover from last year.
Well, I heard this crossover looks really good.
It does.
I may just watch the crossover.
Always good, though.
Yeah, I may just watch the crossover.
That's what I did last year.
Yeah. So
I mean, I watched until the crossover from last year.
Yeah.
And since I don't really have regular cable anymore, I figure I might as well just be a year behind all the time anyway. But I really don't feel like catching up right now. Like I've watched a few more episodes after that, but nothing is like grabbing me anymore. Everything sort of pales in comparison to Daredevil season 3 right now.
3?
Yeah.
That's such good television.
Yep. That was great. All right. Well, I guess that's all we've been up to.
You didn't watch that? You were talking about a show last week, Hilda or something? Hilda?
I didn't watch that. No, I ended up watching She-Ra. I saw She-Ra came up on the feed. I'm like, there we go. So I wanted to watch. CBS got me All Access again. They offered me like 3 months, $4 a month. So I was like, okay, let me do $12 for 3 months, and I'll watch it again. So I started. I only watched the intro so far, but there's like this. This is my story or something. I can't remember what it's called. Crap! It's like
My So-Called Life. Wait, isn't that?
No, it's like some. It looks like Grimm. It looks a lot like Grimm.
Oh, really?
CBS.
So I haven't thought about in a while.
Yeah, it's Tell Me a Story. It's called. So it looks interesting. So I'm gonna watch that. It looks a lot like Grimm. So. And I liked Grimm. I just never got back into watching it after we only watched like the first season, and that was it. So, all right, let's get into some news here. Kicking it off with Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. renewed for season 7. Renewed for season 7. Coming up this summer will be season 6.
Yeah, over a year after the previous season.
So what happens is this. No, Mike, this is honestly what I think happened here is you have a show that is in limbo, not sure if it's going to get renewed or not. And then they decide to renew it, but obviously you have the longer production time to get it back. So you have that summer launch.
You also have like half the episodes.
Sure, because they want to just get some product
we've
out
also talked about how like these filler episodes aren't necessary.
Exactly. I am actually fine with a smaller episode count. I really hope that season 7 is the same thing.
I think what happened here, aside from that, is like, yeah, it's been in limbo for 3 years, honestly. But they put it in the summer spot. They realized they don't really have anything else they can do there. And they're like, this is going to be a lot cheaper. Let's just do it again. Not even caring about the ratings for this season. So, I mean...
Well, I'm happy about that. I mean, I'd rather have this because, like I said, I was kind of disappointed. If that was going to be the end of the show, season 5, I was not happy with it. And then they did say, okay, we're going to come back with a shorter season 6 and see how that goes. But knowing that, hey, we're going to have a season 7 now, gives me hope that they
You think maybe they might
show.
like even be filming these next 2 seasons kind of at the same time, since it's going to be like 26 episodes total.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be around the same time. They probably had to make a decision based on contracts and stuff, and they were like, we are feel pretty strongly about this season 6. They're going to give you another a season 7. I don't see why you would do that unless you felt pretty good about what's coming up.
Yeah, again, I just think they don't have anything else they could throw in summertime. So.
Well, I think, I
figure if it's like anything like what they've had before, like even like half of it, it would be like worth it for their trouble in that time slot.
You're talking about the small episode count?
No, I mean like as far as just viewership, like even if it's like half of what they just had, like it would still be better than anything else they would. It's normally reruns in summer or like weird specials.
It's not a bad time to have a show go, but like to renew it already for season 7, that shows they have strong confidence in the show.
It shows they have nothing else to do.
ABC doesn't have anything else? Is that what you're saying?
ABC lost Castle. Dancing with the Stars is worse than it's been downward trending in the last few years by a bit. What else did they do in the summer? They used to have specials and stuff, but now like they figure, well, let's take a legacy show and give it second life in this time slot that no one else cares about.
Yeah, maybe that'll actually propel it.
I mean, it might.
Heights.
Yeah, I think that the move is not a bad move for the show, because you're not up against a lot of competition. Well, yeah, so, like you said, you'll get more ratings. But I mean, it's showing great confidence to already renew it for a second season after this move. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like there's clear confidence in it.
I guess.
It just keeps coming back.
I don't know how you could dispute. Yeah, I don't know how you could dispute the fact that
it's summertime.
Yeah, but I mean, you could just say the same thing about like you could just keep doing Iron Fists and Luke Cage. We'll just keep doing these because whatever.
That's different. It's not a network show. It's a streaming service.
Well, they have their own streaming service, and this is going to stay on ABC, so it's going to be their ABC show.
I'm just saying. I'm just pulling out other Marvel shows that have been canceled.
No, I mean there has been. No, it's not different. I mean,
it's totally.
We talked about it.
And it was funny because it's apples to oranges, totally different thing. You get automatic viewership on network shows still from the like middle-aged people who just like leave a channel on and don't care about streaming services whatsoever. And but summer is traditionally where you put the less competitive things on. That's just how it's always been. And normally it's reruns. Hardly any network shows even bother with new programming. Occasionally there'll be a mini-series or a special. It's getting the mini-series treatment here. And I mean, it's better than nothing. Again, if Inhumans actually took off, the show would have been gone like 2 years ago, but it didn't. So they're like, all right, we'll put this in this non-competitive spot. And we could probably get away with doing it more than once because it's not going to cost them as much, and it's going to probably do better than anything else they would have had on then, which would have been like reruns of Castle or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, I mean, I guess you're right. It's just, I don't know. I think that from a show that was dead to now has 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's unprecedented. This hasn't happened to a show before that like was clearly pushed to the side. Almost, I felt early on actually mad that it was being sent to get worse ratings when it moved to 10 and then Friday. I'm like,
well, I think they know also that this show is a much more streamable show, that they have people that are going to be streaming it on like Hulu and things like that after the fact. Like they realize you're not going to just get people live watching the show when it airs.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. Like it's a different audience. So you're going to get, I mean, it depends on how they're counting their numbers, the ratings. I mean, that really is now, as long as you're pulling them from everything. But I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I think it's excellent that.
I mean, it's definitely good for storytelling because the last 3 years, literally, they've been like, is this the end? Then the writers had to deal with that. Now they know that they're pretty sure they'll have these 2 seasons, and I can't imagine anything else. But yeah, they know now they have these, next 26 or so episodes left to work with. So maybe we can get something more coherent and for these next 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like to have that renewal. That's the problem with a show when it's like so close to being canceled constantly. How the hell do you write for it? So it's like it helps you to have that close. You can even, if you're like, I would say like, if this season 7 is the last, the studio announces it like at the end of season 6, so they can shoot season 7 and finalize the story. I would like that more than anything if it's season 7 is the last, which it might be. I mean, 7 seasons is very good for a show. It really is.
It's pretty good. It's way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it keeps going. All right, let's see. Devil May Cry series is coming to Netflix. That was the big series. Everybody was hoping it was going to be Legend of Zelda, and unfortunately, not unfortunately, for me, I love it.
No, I couldn't imagine a Legend of Zelda like series working. To be honest, this makes more sense. Even though I don't know too much about this universe, it just makes more sense that this could be adapted better.
Well, I mean, because you've seen the example of Castlevania, so like this guy's doing Devil May Cry now, same guy, and he did a great job with it. I think that I would like to have seen a Legend of Zelda. I think they could have done another cartoon from Legend of Zelda and made it really good. But I could see, I'm happy this is coming because I do.
Fits his style more for what we've seen at least.
Sure, definitely.
I mean, Zelda characters are non-characters. Let's be real.
Yeah, but the thing is with that is you can create characters now. Like,
you could.
In a show, like you can now flesh things out which you couldn't do in a video game, which is more open-ended. Like now you can kind of create things a little bit more streamlined.
You'll get things like this Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, no, I think you will. But all right,
there's risks. But as far as this like announcement, I'm actually pretty happy. I really like the lore of Devil May Cry, so I'm kind of like interested.
I do too, and I love the character. Obviously, I love Dante. So, all right, let's see. And lastly, the Daredevil showrunner is pitching season 4 to Netflix. So not canceled yet. Yeah. Not canceled yet.
Been pitched, but we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think I don't think they know what's happening at this point.
I think after season 3, they're like, all right, we can do another one here. I definitely see it.
You know what's crazy is this is crazy, but I think with Netflix canceling the other 2 shows, it's drummed up enough news that it brought ratings back to Daredevil. And yeah, I think it's like that's.
Well, it also helps that Daredevil is a very good.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, but yeah, it's definitely critically acclaimed, and we're going to be talking a little bit about critics. But this, I mean, if it counts towards anything, as far as we're both going to be tiny boxes talking to each other while he's gone. Oh well,
I don't
know. But if that counts to anything to their decision making, we're not sure. It's not like in games where certain companies incentivize review scores, but this one was as maybe a tick less as far as Metascore goes, well received as the first season. So, I mean, it should count to something, you would hope. But again, like I think Netflix is moving away from these expensive live action shows a little bit, but in general. But I hope we get a season 4, obviously.
Yeah, I mean they left it wide open for season 4, and they also made room for season 4 Daredevil with canceling the other 2 shows, and I think that helps because there was like almost an oversaturation of Marvel stuff that just didn't matter. Like it doesn't seem like that important.
Yeah,
I didn't watch.
Well, I mean, I watched the other 2. And again, like Jessica Jones season 2 was really awful, and I don't think that gets hated on enough, to be honest.
Well, that's because it also had one of the best season 1s, and then like it goes from such a great season 1 to such a mediocre season 2. It's like the fall feels so much further.
It was just anyway, but and Luke Cage season 2 was just not good either. I think it got reviewed around the same though as the first season, which I think is a little silly, but. I don't know. And Luke and Iron Fist season 2 was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
I mean, could only go up, I would assume.
And the ending sort of like made you interested in what would happen in the future, which is the biggest crime I think about it being canceled. Although again, there could be a sort of permutation to deal with. I don't see them starting a Heroes for Hire show. People have like mentioned that. I don't see that happening on Netflix at least.
Mm-hmm.
If it could end up on the streaming service, and if they like can work that out contractually to like steal the actors and tone things down a bit to get on.
All connected. What happened?
Yeah,
steal the actors. It's all connected.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's been a lot. But I followed it, and Punisher, you liked the first season a lot. I thought it was good too after the first episode. So this is it. Like, I think this Daredevil decision pretty much determines like if we're going to get anything else from this universe at all.
That's fair. That's because we haven't really heard too much about Punisher season 2.
I mean, we even heard like a while ago that like Jessica Jones season 3 was definitely happening, but we also heard that about Luke Cage season 3, and it didn't. So I think it's all on the line because we haven't heard anything from anybody.
Yeah. Of course I left this on the screen. Sorry, everybody.
That's what we were joking
my blank
about.
chair. So now I'm flipping the camera like crazy. Sorry. Meltdown at my house. So, anyways, we good with, I know. Good with the topic? We good? I mean, not topic. Black Friday, essentially, is the topic. Are we good with the news?
Yeah, I think so.
We just talked Netflix.
Black Friday's this week. I mean, movie-wise, there's the standard deals of like a lot of $6 movies. For me, and those wondering and listening, Walmart. Unless you live near me, don't listen to this. No, Walmart's got a lot of $9 4K movies, so I'm kind of interested in going there and picking up some stuff. For the collector in me at this point,
I saw a bunch of 4K stuff on sale, and the Blu-rays were not on sale yet. I was like, oh shit, the 4K stuff is cheaper than the Blu-ray stuff. Yeah,
they've done that a few times. You know what's funny is like there's a lot of I might look at a lot of these DC movies where I'm like, I hope they're on the $6 ones because like the $9, well, they're on the streaming service now, but I'm like, I kind of want to have the 4K versions of them.
Yeah, I mean, you get the TV, you want to be able to use it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, there's some stuff. I'll be stocking up on that. The only thing I'll get, no, it's going to be all 4K for me. I'm like, I'm trying to think if there's any Blu-rays that I'll get.
You get the digital anyway.
Is anybody, I know Tony was looking at a TV in the market.
Well, so that's the thing I wanted to talk about here too, because with TVs, you kind of have to be a little careful because they make Black Friday specific models. So like it'll say, it's discounted from like $2,100 to like $800. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. But really that TV is missing features and things like that.
Sure.
So I'd say if you're a consumer and looking at television, I would look at the model numbers and make sure they're matching the reviews that you're looking at.
That's the thing. Like they'll make, like you said, special TVs, clearance TVs is what they'll do. So if there's a model of TV,
they'll do a holiday model too.
Yes. So you want to make sure that this is a TV that's their normal model, like that's out in the market actually, because those will be the ones with the best features. Now, I will give you all a tip that Target actually has the TCL S405 brand 4K TV. It's a 55-inch. It doesn't do true HDR, but it does like a faux HDR. It's like kind of like a little bit of a brightness boost, but it's 4K TV. It's extremely fast response time. It's a great gaming TV, and it's like $350, I think it is $349. And it's a fantastic gaming TV. This is the TV I got my brother upstairs. He loves it. Actually, the picture's very nice on it. So he got a little bit newer model, but the S405 is the first one. That's why it's like it doesn't have the true HDR, but it has HDR. It will kind of brighten the colors real quick, but it won't be able to get the deep blacks, I think, that you want to see on HDR. But that's like, in my opinion, that was like the best TV I had seen, and I've actually considered it
best
for my
for your buck.
Considered it for this room, just because I'm like, mine is an old Vizio, but I'm going to use the Vizio for a little while longer.
What's crazy though is I still have the very first television on Black Friday. Remember we went to Best Buy,
the Westinghouse 32-inch.
I still have that, man. I think crazy.
Every single person I know bought that TV that day.
That TV was like the hot item to get.
Nick had it. Tim had it, Matt had it, you had it. I'm trying to think who else bought that. Your brother bought one, I believe. So it was like the hot ticket item that year. I'm trying to think if there's any other movie related stuff, audio related. There's some sound bars on sale, but the one I really got, what's funny is I got my parents sound bars. People love and hate because there's people that
I really want a sound bar, and here's why: is my television is not up against the wall. So what happens is the speaker's in the back, and they are assuming it's going to bounce off the wall. The sound does not bounce off the wall, so it just goes back into nothing. Sure. And so like I can barely hear. I jack up the volume, but it's like super loud when you're behind the television. But when you're in front of it, wanting to see the actual picture, you can't hear it. So a sound bar would solve that problem, and that's what I was actually looking for this holiday for Black Friday, was a sound bar. Sometimes they're ridiculous. You're like, I just need something like that shoots my audio forward. I don't need
you want to look at
faux surround sound.
Yeah, there's I got my parents one, and it's funny because my parents actually have better setup than I do right now.
Of course,
the
sound always is.
I know I have an old Vizio soundbar which I want to replace, but the Polk Audio, the Signa S1, I think it was, unless they've replaced it with a new model, but the Signa S1 from Polk Audio, it's not an overpriced one. It's not like a $500 soundbar. I got it for them at $130, and that was months ago.
Wow.
So maybe it's on Black Friday somewhere. I don't know, but that's a great soundbar, very highly reviewed. There's people who hate soundbars though. Like I was looking for one, and that's where I got like attacked on Reddit from people who like, you don't want to get a soundbar, just get a stereo, get a whole sound system set up. I'm like, I don't want to set up all these speakers. Oh, well, you could just get 3 speakers then for your TV. I'm like, it's still 3 separate things, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I just want a soundbar with a wireless sub, and then I'm done. So that's what I got my parents, and it sounds great. So that's the one I would recommend, the Polk Audio the Signa S1.
Signa. I'm gonna have to put that on my list then.
Yeah. So, but Black Friday wise, I don't see that on there, but it might be. I don't know. I didn't really. That's the one I really would love to get myself. So, anything else you guys are looking for the movies or TVs or audio or video? No.
As far as like, not too much. Obviously, there's just things that you're like, oh my god, I need to get this because it's 90% off. Like, why wouldn't I buy this stuff? Like and unfortunately, it's over now. But that Echo Dot. Offer.
Dude, I grabbed that. I don't even need it. I got it. So
I was like, I don't really need this, and I was like, why did I not buy it? Like,
it costs one in like $2.
Exactly. I was like, I have one in like every room possible. I need it, and like if I just say the name, like I'm not saying now because it'll go any room I'm in, I can get a response from that thing, and it's like I don't need another one. But then I'm like, wait, it's $2. So like keep an eye out for those, and if you join our Discord, we have a cheap deals channel that anytime we see something we'll throw it up there. And
I mean, you can also, if you're on Twitter too, there's a couple people I would recommend. The Wario64, I think his name is. He's great to follow. The CAG, I'd follow CAG as well.
Video game deals,
but Wario is the one I always see pop up on my feed most of the time. But we'll try to, if you're on Discord, we'll actually try to throw them up there too so you can see them. So look for that. Other than that, I think we're set on this episode. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Thanksgiving. Eat some turkey, eat some stuffing. I'm going to. I'll be baking all day tomorrow. So, and thanks for tuning in. See you guys see you on the Gamecast or next week. Thanks.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
See you guys.